I grew up in the church. I had a very strong relationship with Christ. He ran my life, and I just had a great childhood with a really great built Christian foundation. I knew that after high school I wanted to be an actor, and so very soon after I graduated, I left for Las Vegas to pursue an acting career. My dad took me out west, and it's a great moment. We hugged, I said goodbye to him, and then I was on my own. I very soon said to my God, I need you to take a back seat. I'm gonna do all the right things, but I need to take the wheel right now, and I need to drive us to success. I was young and stupid, and that is a terrible idea. So I turned 21. I hadn't drank at all. That day specifically, I had a girlfriend break up with me, so my first night of drinking was not great, and that feeling that I had that night sparked me for the next 10 years of my life. I would drink myself silly all the time, and it got to a place where the people around me, my friends around me in Las Vegas, realized I wasn't someone they wanted to be around. Anytime God would kind of grab my shoulder and say, hey, what are you doing? I would very much brush him off and say, I know what I'm doing is wrong, but I'm doing it, and as much as you want to help me, I want to stay here in this place, because it was easier to stay in the muck. When I would look at my Christ, he was so far up, and I was so low, and to try to get out of all the crap that I was in, I was uninterested in doing that. There I am. I'm not a 19-year-old child anymore. I'm a 29-year-old alcoholic. I was 260 pounds. I had 3 DUIs. I had no real relationship with anyone, and I was a liar. And I was the only one who knew it, and I was the only person who wanted to be around me because I had no friends. This was the life that I had built for myself. And then April 5th, 2011 happened. And in that moment, April 5th was the worst day of my life. Today, April 5th is the best day of my life, because my whole world crashed in on itself, and everybody found out that I was the liar, I was the cheater, and that I was not the person that I had told people I was. I had failed everyone, especially my God. April 6th, all I wanted to do was drink and hope I didn't wake up the next day. That was the goal. And thank God I woke up on April 7th, because April 7th was the last day I took a drink. I told my mom that I was gonna go to an AA meeting. What I wanted to hear, because I felt like such a failure, I wanted to hear that you can't be fixed. You're so far gone that your life doesn't matter, because I didn't want to fight. I knew the fight that was ahead of me, and I didn't want to hear that I could succeed. That's the place that I was in. And I went, and I left that meeting, and I was so angry. So I went to the liquor store to prove everyone that I didn't care, and I wasn't gonna get better, and I was gonna live the life I wanted to live. And over the course of the next 4 hours in my truck, I sat there, and a war raged on in that truck for my soul. And God picked me up, and he put me in the passenger seat, and he got back behind the wheel, and he drove me home. He put me to bed, and then I woke up on April 8th. It was almost like he was sitting at the end of the bed, and he said, "We have work to do." That April 8th, my dad called me, and he said, "You might want to blame all this on all the people you love, but I want to let you know that you have a perfect foundation. You just built your house wrong. So you need to tear your house down, and you need to rebuild it." So me and my God, over the course of the next few years, tore my house down, and I let him be the carpenter that he is, and let him rebuild my house. So I have been sober for 14 years now. Acting wasn't so important anymore because through those 14 years, God put me back on a schedule, and I found my wife, and now we have this incredible little girl, and I am so thankful to have Christ as my best friend again, and the driving force of my life. Not perfect, and I know that, but I have somebody perfect to show me the way, because he's the only one who can save me.